whatever you dream of, it is possible. I dream of being a professional soccer player, but the life I live right now, it's better than a professional soccer player. And it has nothing to do financially. It has to be of who I am now, how I'm able to impact people. I coach the youth a lot in the soccer, and it's crazy how you're able to impact. And I know for sure, I love this country so much that adopted me, and to me, to serve this country by being a better person, being a better leader, brother, father, that's the way to honor this country. So I always want to, kind of like preach it, and just always do your best to be the best version of yourself and create the man you admire.
Won't waste another minute. No, I won't. I'm a
Here's the
man
million
on a
dollar
mission.
question. How do men like us reach our full potential, grow into the men we dream of being while taking care of our responsibilities, working, being good husbands, fathers, and still take care of ourselves? Well, that's the big question. In this podcast, we'll help you answer those questions and more. My name is Brent, and welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast. Welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for all things man, husband, and father. Big shout out to Fallible Nation. You guys make things like this possible, and a warm welcome to our first time listeners. Thanks for giving us a chance. I hope you enjoy the show. My name is Brent, and today my special guest is entrepreneur Yoni Rios. Yoni, welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast.
Man, thank you for hosting me, man. It's an honor. Thank you. Appreciate
Uh,
that.
I'm excited. We're going to have a great conversation today. Yanni, we like to start on the lighter side here. So we have random trivia questions. Okay.
Okay.
So here's the question of the show. What does the D in D-Day actually stand for? Is it A, Dooms, B, Dark, C, Day, or D, Dunkirk?
Day.
All right. Day is his answer. Now you guys know the rules. Don't cheat. Don't go look it up. I know it's tempting. Don't pause the show. Just play our little game, and we'll get back to this at the end of the show. Now, Yanni, I don't do huge introductions because it just really, I get to research you guys. And accolades don't mean anything to our audience. So, in your own words, today, right now, who is Yoni Rios?
This kind of like a young guy who just I wouldn't say beat the odds, but definitely beat the trajectory that was planned as a young adult. Someone who's definitely been through some type of adversity, and through perseverance, it definitely overcame certain. But I genuinely feel like I'm just getting started. Yanni's just getting started on this career path, but there is a lot of other guys, man, specific, they can use this light that I've been through, and that's the purpose behind this, to just kind of pay it forward. As it is in my belief that the another way of learning it again is by teaching it. So that's why we're on this mission.
Okay. Now, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Uh, to eat and not gain weight.
Ooh, that would be a good superpower. I like that.
Yeah, I love pizza, man, but I can only do pizza like very rare because those carbs, man, they're so hard to break down.
I'm an ice cream guy, dude. I almost can't control myself. If it's in
No,
the house,
I'm
I'm
with you.
eating it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Weekends, it used to be like every weekend, and we just like sweets. So I think that would be my superpower.
Okay. Okay. Now, if let's see, if you could have dinner with anybody, past, present, wherever, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Kobe.
Kobe?
Kobe, yeah,
Okay.
hands down, Kobe. He his brain operated in a very simple way, but at the same time, the simple seems very hard nowadays. I had the opportunity to go to seminar, met him, took a picture with him, but it's just the way he simplifies everything. His ethics, and what is this? There's a saying that says like you can only see further in the shoulders of giants. So sometimes we need that giant so they can help us see further. So for sure, him. Just I read most of his books. And I know, like, as a young teenager, 13, 14, on the, like, summer leagues, there's
Mhm.
one summer league that he talks about that he didn't score a single point on the whole season. So just to kind of like when you're growing up a certain way, it doesn't mean that's going to be the finish line, right? That like you can change everything, and according to your habits and your choices. And most of us know what his habits and choices were, which is work ethic.
Okay. What purchase of $100 or less have you made in the last year that's had the biggest impact on your life?
Books.
Books? Any one
Yes.
specific? Or,
In the last year, you said?
Mhm.
Never finished. David Goggins.
Okay.
Yeah.
David Goggins inspires a lot of people.
Yeah, I read both of his books. And I go frequently on runs, which is like a 5, 10. The max I ever done is a 30-mile run multiple times.
Mhm.
And it just kind of like, honestly, he does bring that little like extra push out of you. And sometimes we need that, right? It for him is more of a physical form, but we can translate that in anything as a role as a father, as an employee, as an entrepreneur, as a colleague. There's always room in the tank. There's always, right? So, and it's kind of like, I love like the whole mindset. I mean, if you guys know his story, the way he was raised, how he saw his stepfather get killed, his best friend get run over, it's just crazy. And to see who he is now, it's like, dude, so definitely he definitely inspired me a lot.
Okay.
And I think those books are like 10, $15.
Oh yeah, no, they're very reasonable. I find a lot of people like a book is it, right? But there's usually that one that's just like, I've read a lot of books, but this one was just it, right? And I think that it just as we go through phases of our life, as we grow, as we mature, as we experience different things, parts of our life, we identify with that book. It's like this one always moved me, but in this season of my life, this one, right? So there is no wrong answer. I just always like to give our audience something, right? What made an impact on you that they can try, right?
Hmm.
Uh, so
Yeah, so I think just going back to the Goggins, I think Goggins is, especially when I'm in a run, because I apply it to my run, right? That you can go that extra mile. You can go like, so that's why I do that. But definitely there's been I share quite a few of them on my Instagram, my stories. And there's been quite a handful that have kind of like twitched with life. And it's one twitch that you do, and it can just make the most impact in your life. And there's few of those that I always recommend.
what are you most proud of at this point in your life?
What I'm most proud of, that I've changed the narrative of the story, how it was supposed to go. As a felon at 18, father at 20, undocumented immigrant at 2 years old. I don't think I had honestly, I was thinking about it earlier when I went for my food, that I don't think that I thought that the current life, and it's not a financial life, it's the who I am now. This was a dream. Like it was just a dream. I could never see it happening. So I think I am very proud of who I become.
Okay. What is one just random fact that people don't know about you?
What is one random fact that people don't know about me? That I fall asleep like easy. Like it takes me like a minute to just lay down and I'm blacked out. Like I am blacked out.
Ooh, that's a gift. I like that.
Yeah, like some people I hear like, oh, I can't have trouble sleeping. I was like, oh man, I don't have trouble sleeping at all. Like most of the time, it takes me 1 minute, concentrate on my breathing, and then I don't remember what happened.
What is something that everyone should know about you before we get into today's subject matter?
Um, that values and morals to me matter more than anything. Your morals, your principles, your values. That's what I stand for. And one of my main that I stand for is my word and being impeccable with my word. Um, that's what everyone knows. So if we make appointments and we're gonna be here today at 2:30, I'm gonna be here at 2:30. I don't need reminders. That's my word.
Okay. Hey guys, we've been spending just a few minutes this morning or today on the show getting to know Yanni a little bit, uh, because the people we talk to here on the show are real people. They're you and me. They're fathers, they're husbands, they're men who are just trying to live their best lives. and it's important that you understand who they are and where they're coming from. In the next part of the show, we're going to dive into Yanni's story. Now, Yanni's got a very compelling story, and I'm not going to mess with that. I'll let him share that in a little bit. We're going to roll to our sponsor, and we'll be right back with more from Yoni Rios. How well do you sleep at night? Do you toss and turn and wake up more tired than when you went to bed? Sleep is commonly one of the critical elements people fall short on in their life. The quality of sleep you get directly affects your ability to control your weight, your ability to add muscle, your stress levels, and your everyday job and life performance. If you're ready to move to the next level, then sleep has to be part of the plan. Check out our friends at ghostbed.com if you're ready to get your best sleep. I love my ghost bed. I've been sleeping on one for a couple years and has made a huge difference in how I sleep. Hit ghostbed.com and use the code TheFallibleMan30 to get 30% off your order and start getting better night's sleep tomorrow. Now, let's go on to the show. Guys, welcome back. In the first part of the show, we just spent some time getting to know Yoni a little bit and who he is and where he's coming from today in this moment. In this part of the show, we're going to dive into Yoni's story. Yoni has an amazing story about his life, and I want him to just share that with you. There is so much. I'm not going to interrupt at this point. I'm going to let him talk about it a little bit, and then I'm going to ask some questions before we go to the next part of the show. But I want him to just be able to share his story because it moved me, and I think it's going to move you. Yoni,
Okay.
if you would share with us.
Yeah. Um, so at this a point in my life, 34 years old, I live in close to downtown LA. I'm very proud of being a Mexican immigrant. My parents brought me at a very young age. At this point, we run a pretty successful trucking and brokerage company, as well as real estate wholesaling and flipping houses. It's all cool. It's all fun. It is actually, I always say in my social media, I'm living my dream life, and it's not because of the money. It's more because because we get to do this. We don't have to do this. We get to go to work. We don't have to go to work. Although we have to, we got to pay the bills. But we see it from that perspective. But not everything was like this, right? I always liked sports. I got my discipline and mindset got kind of like lit up through sports, through the competitiveness of wanting to win. But there's that fine line of like winning and confidence and arrogance. So I was pretty talented in the soccer space, and I pursued my career. Um, you know, Playing a little bit professional in Mexico, but when you give too much talent to the right people, and it would take it to the wrong places, and I was hanging around with the wrong crowd, and I ended up driving a car that I wasn't supposed to be driving. Got it hit and run, and I almost murdered a lady. Unfortunately she did not pass away. So I got at 18 years old incarcerated with a hit and run felony, as well as attempted murder. I was released, not had to serve a little bit of time. I was put under formal probation for 5 years. I was still, I had to end my career because I had to serve my time as well as my community service. I had to pay 58,000 of restitution fee to this victim that I couldn't pay at the time, but we had to get on a payment plan. Um, I was still kind of like, what do they say when things don't get any better, they have to get worse so they can get better. So just kind of like found from went bouncing from job to job, and I had one of the blessings. I think like God said, "Hey, under you're kind of like being very irresponsible. The only way so we can help you man up and become a better person is to make you a father." So now I was like a very irresponsible teen at 19 years old, and my girlfriend at the time was pregnant. At 20 years old, I became a father, and that's when my life changed. And I don't encourage anyone when you're under a lot of pressure to have a kid, but that's what kind of did it for me. I became a father at 20 years old. At a little bit over a year, me and my girlfriend at the time, my son's mom, we split. So it was a lot of pressure. My financials were very very bad, but it was that light that it gave me that source of responsibility. And yeah, I mean, I became a father. My mission from there was just being a good father. That's really my mission, what it was. And to this day, I see my son grow. He's 13, almost going to be 14 years old in August, and that was kind of like the light because I wanted to be a responsible father. Not that my father wasn't there for me, because he was always there for me, but he was always busy. So my goal was to be present for my son. You fast forward a little bit after, we have a great relationship with my son. 2013, we launched our company, family business, with some close friends. We launched it to today. We're still in business. But every phase of your life has a plateau, right? We went on, we did pretty well, and then after 2 3 years, you're still stuck. So you have to do something different, and then you do that for another 2 3 years, stay stuck. You have to do something different. So every year we've been changing, and it's been through raising your self awareness, and by raising your self awareness is when you're able to eliminate certain relationships, certain habits, and better choices to become the man you admire. So the goal and my purpose in life is to become the man I admire. And every year it changes because every year certain things I give more priority to than other things. At the moment, there was a phase in my life where, like, bar hopping and drinking weekly and stuff like that, because that was a priority. Now it's not. Now it's like every day doing my best, becoming closer to the man I admire, and just be present when my being present with my son, with my family, and just kind of like I have a saying: if it doesn't bring me closer to my goals, it doesn't help me make money, it doesn't bring me peace of mind, I don't want to know about it. So I'm very, very careful with my time. And going back to my mission statement is I accomplished a few goals that I never in my million never in my life that I imagined. It was just a dream. Honestly, those things that I imagined, they were just so far away. They were a dream, and through the man I became, I accomplished these things. So now I want to just pay it back forward and tell people, like, if an ordinary guy from Huntington Park, California, was able to break these bad habits by making better choices and better um, and creating better habits, better relationships, anybody can do it, man. English was my second language, so my first language is Spanish. Just a regular kid playing soccer every day. I was not a bad kid. I was actually a pretty good kid. I graduated with a decent 3.8 GPA. I did the ceremony speech in my high school. But if an ordinary, like, I was actually a good kid who just made a wrong choice. And it could happen to all of us, and it could be you, that you've made a lot of bad choices, but this you can also turn your life around. But you gotta dig deep, and want to change. You don't have to kind of want to change. You really have to have that burning desire to change. So that's why
Yanni, I was looking into your stuff before the show. Is it true you're almost legally blind?
Yes. And I was about 20. I've been using glasses since I was, like, I don't know, like 11. About 8 years ago, I got diagnosed with a certain condition, which is called keratoconus. It's a very unique condition. It happens to one every 3 or 500,000, but it's a very unique condition. So it's when your eyeball starts, like, popping out, sort of like this. So it starts like that. One of the, or I think, orthopedic doctor told me that I could be going, like, not seeing anything for 5 years. Um, I got really, really sad and depressed for like 2 days. I was like, well, but if I'm gonna see for 5 years, well, I'm gonna make them worth it, right? So I just kind of patted myself in the back, and I continued to work, and I researched this really good doctor here in LA, the best in the world. um, and it just happens to be very, very expensive. So my goal was just to get that surgery about 6 7 years ago. I did 3 surgeries on my eyes, and I had -12 and -9 on the other eye, and they improve a 50%. And now I can drive. I can live a regular life with glasses, of course. Now I don't, because I don't need it for a short distance. I need it for long distance. And then I just saw him about 3 months ago, and there's technology's advancing. So I'm gonna get another surgery. So yeah, at one point I was legally blind. And it's really, and I just come back to, like, everything lives in your mind. And I did get pretty sad for 2 days, probably less. And my dad's just patted myself in the back, like, cheer up, you always figured it out. And like, we figured it out.
All right. Now, your start was a little rough for a lot of people, right? There are a lot of things to overcome. Just listening to your story, a lot of setbacks along the way. But today is a very different life. You've built a very successful business, or two or three at this point. I don't know how you structure your organization, so I don't know if they're all under one corporation or split up under
No, they're
multiple.
different. Yeah.
You've built several successful businesses, right? And you're taking care of your life and living a better life that you want to live on your terms.
Correct.
So, guys, huge takeaway is where you start is not where you're stuck. You could have thrown at the towel at any point, right?
Correct.
You could have been like, oh, this sucks. I'm screwed. Life's against me. I'm just screw it. I'm just gonna, get by and not do this. I'm not gonna try. But you stuck with it. You credit that to your soccer and your sports background, where that hard work mindset comes in.
Absolutely. I think that every kid should play a sport, play an instrument, anything that has adversity, because we're forced. Me as a soccer player, you were forced through play through adversity. You were the underdog a lot of times in your career. And it's through you build that mindset of doing it already. So we already did it. Like I was the underdog, like big deal, right? I don't know, like I was at least at one point, you're like the worst team, the worst player on the team. Hard work and you become that starter and you take their bread, and that's really how life is. Because if you translate it to the new, you're the new guy at the job, so people, they're probably going to give you a hard time, and it's your hard work, your ethics, being on time, doing your best, not taking anything personal, keep being impeccable with your word. That's just gonna get you to the line. And it's like through sports, you're like, dude, I kind of remember this. And I see it in my son. He was like the worst player of his team, and now he's like, and then he excelled to be the best player of his team. He got recruited, and then he got recruited, and it was like, dude, you see. So that's why I see like every kid should play a sport, but and because it teaches them that mindset of like, okay, I can be better. I can, and then and honestly, um you learn from your losses. I don't think you learn from your wins. You learn from adversity. You learn like, damn, this relationship, I could have done this better. There's a few games that Pete Carroll, what he threw that one game away, that one play that changed everything. You learn from it. So I think that you learn through adversity, and as an athlete, or you play an instrument, maybe you mess up on a certain note, and you just learn from there. So I think that it is. I think everyone should be facing adversity at one point. So there should always be, and then when you translate it into the real world, like into your circle of influence, if your circle of influence is not putting you under pressure, you need a better pawn. You need a better relationship that can force you to be there. If you're like, what do they say? If you're the smartest kid in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? You need dudes that would help you elevate yourself. And I tell people through my coaching program, I'll drag your ass across the finish line, because I don't. And if you don't, if you're not, yeah, I'll drag your ass for the first few months, but then after, you got to pick up, and now it's your responsibility to help the other people. But at the same time, you got to make some time to come and spend it with us, because we're gonna force you to elevate yourself. But yeah, it's all through sports. It's all through sports. What do they say? Um you're the average of the five people you spend the most around time. So you're that's it. So I really believe every kid should play a sport, instrument, marching band, I don't know, something that has some type of adversity and a little bit of competitiveness.
It's a different to choose adversity is a different kind of mindset, but we're going to get more into that in the next part of the show. Guys, we've been getting to know Yanni's story a little bit, right? He did not start with the easiest life, but he chose to make something with himself and knows that anybody can do that. In the next part of the show, we're going to talk about the mindset that got him there, what that looks like, and how you can build that same mindset to take you from anywhere you are to where you want to go. We're going to roll our sponsor, and we'll be right back with more from Yoni. Now, before we go any further, I wanted to share with you guys, I don't always tell you how much I love doing my podcast. Like, I passionately love what I'm doing. And one of the things that makes my life better as a podcaster is to work with a company like Grow Your Show. Grow Your Show is a one-stop podcast do-it-all. Now, I use Grow Your Show for my marketing, but Grow Your Show is literally a one-stop shop. You can record your episode and just drop it off with them, and they take it from there. It's amazing. If you are interested in picking up podcasting as a hobby, or maybe you're looking to expand your business and use podcasting in that aspect, talk to my friends over at Grow Your Show. Adam will take care of you. I guarantee it. I trust him. He's my friend. He's my business colleague. and I wouldn't trust anybody else with my show. All right, guys, welcome back. In the last part of the show, we were finding out who Yanni was as far as where he came from, his backstory, the life he's lived, and where he is now, because they're very different places from where he started. And of course, he worked to get there. In this part of the show, we're going to talk about mindset because mindset really is critical for you taking those steps to make your life what you want it to be. Now, Yanni, was have you always had a growth mindset, or was that something you learned as you went? How did you get started on that path of going, you know what? It's my future and I'm gonna take control of it, do what I'm gonna do.
No, I never. I had the competitiveness in me, but I never had that growth mindset. It wasn't until I was probably 7 years ago, that I wanted to win. You had the competitiveness in you, but I'm like, you know what? It's gonna take something different for me to. If you got to do something different, if you want a different outcome, if not, that's insanity. So I used to go like to seminars, like mindset seminars. I went to Tony Robbins. I went, to a few of them, and it wasn't until like, dude, you don't know anything. Like you're not even no, like there's just so much more to grow. And then I read several. I like to read, right? So I read several books. I started picking up positive habits, and that just kind of like it became addicting, right? To me, I read the book The Richest Man of Babylon. Being in a kind of minority, we're just used to spending. Mexicans, we party every weekend. I don't party every weekend, but we have a way to celebrate everything. Like people do gender reveals now, like that's crazy, right? People find a way to. So I used to, save a couple $1,000s. I was waiting for the next event so I can spend it. So I learned to detach from the money after reading that book, and then I started investing a little bit. First property that we bought, it was like 6 7 years ago. So that became, and then I started doing just kind of like working on myself, going to the gym, and it just started getting a little better. And then I started, success leaves clues. There's several books out there now. There's very good podcasts such as this one that you can get clues. So I started picking up out of successful people. And as I said before, Kobe's one of the athletes and people that made the most impact in his world to me. So he worked out at 4 in the morning. So I just wanted to be like Kobe, to be honest. So I started going to the gym at 4 in the morning about 6 7 years ago, and through applying these small habits, I just started getting better results. But my mindset wasn't that strong. So whenever I have like certain temptations to go out, bar hopping, and stuff like that, I will kind of deviate from that. But I understood that, let's just say I went out with my boys and I drank, and the next day I was sluggish. I didn't go back to my morning routines or my journaling, or my morning ritual, which I call my miracle morning from another book. So I understood that these habits were making me feel a certain way, the positive habits, and then negative habits were holding me back from my positive ones. So slowly I started eliminating certain habits from my life, and it just started to, I was feeling better, I was performing better, I was a better father. By being a better father, you can only be a better father if you take care of yourself, your health, your soul, your spirit, like being a better you. So that's how you perform, being a better father, a better son, a better spouse, a better boss, worker, whatever you want to call it, but just being a better you. And it just applying better habits, and that's really how it kind of went about. And it became addicting. I've been journaling for 7 8 years. I don't know. I have a stack like maybe like this high that I don't miss. I journal every single day of the things that I'm grateful for, because the secret to a gratitude is a secret to a great attitude. So every day I'm journaling, what am I grateful for? The three things that made me happy in the last 24 hours, my financial affirmations and my being affirmations. And I just started believing these things, and they all came through positive habits. So that's how I build that mindset. And the crazy thing that everyone can do it. These are not the thing with these positive habits, these good habits, they're so simple that if I told everyone how simple they are, they wouldn't do it. They would think that I'm crazy. And I genuinely believe it's through my journaling that it helped me become who I am now. I'm not attached to the journal, but I know for a fact that that's my space where I feel like myself. For morning journaling, I don't get phone calls. There's no temptations. Everyone's asleep, and I'm just to myself, and I that's the time that I'm able to just dedicate to myself. So I really believe that's what helped me, the building positive habits.
Okay. As a coach and a personal trainer, I'm right there with you with the whole, yeah, I can tell you how to do this, but it's going to be really simple and you're just going to blow me off because
Yeah, yeah,
some of the
yeah.
most powerful things you do are just little, very easy, very reachable things. But you tell somebody that and they're like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to go find another coach. You suck. You don't know what you're talking
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just so simple, and sometimes we lack that accountability partner. I'm that type of coach that I will tell them off, sometimes a little rude, but we need that. Like we need that. Like now it's like we're in this new era that we're disrespecting everyone. Like generally, I'm gonna can I cuss a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was gonna run a half a marathon about 3, 4 months ago. My son's 13. And I just told him, hey, I'm gonna go run half a marathon. You gonna run it or you gonna bitch out? He's like, have I ever bitched out? I'm like, all right, let's run it. So we ran a half a marathon. So in other people, the way I said that, they were like, oh, that's disrespectful. You can't. It's like, no, I want my son to hear these things. There's a time and a place, right? Because when they hear shit for the first time, they won't even say the word shit, even if it's in their mouth, because I'm sorry, you can hurt some people's feelings and stuff. Like, no, like this is real life stuff. Um, I detours a little.
No, no, it's fine. I've been lifting for years and it's always when I interact with people, I'm very choosy about clients. I don't work with anybody who wants to work with me. I'm very choosy about clients. And like all kind of like I basically interview people. It's like, we'll see. Oh, I'm gonna hire. No, we'll see if I'll work with you. That's it's not you're hiring me. We'll see if I'll work with you.
Yeah.
And the amount of people who are just like, well, I'll ask them about their workout routine. They got all these little all over the place exercises and all these little, oh, when I do this, like, why do you do that variation? Okay, I won't even discount that you do it, but why do you do that variation? Why does that help you? Okay, so why don't you do this, which would do the same thing? Well, what, right? I'm very big into just, you know, there are, if you want to get strong, there are just some core basic lifts you have to do. Period. If you want to get super strong, there are just some core basic movements you have to do. They also happen to reflect in just like life movements. And people, it's the same thing. There are some core basic things you have to do if you want to be your best self, right? You got to take care of your health. You got to get enough sleep, right? You've got
Drink
to
water.
continue to put into yourself. You got to drink water, right? You got to keep feeding the mind. There's certain things you have to do. You tell people that, and they're like, "Yeah, okay." I was actually talking with a colleague of mine before this call. Him and I just catching up. He's another podcaster, and I was telling him, I said, I knew for years, I knew the neuroscience behind it. And I heard like Dr. Andrew Huberman talk about it, but sunlight, water, movement, and fresh air first thing in the morning are just game changers for how I feel the rest of the day. And I've known that
Oh,
for a long time, but it wasn't until my daughter and I recently did a 50-mile Rook Mark challenge, and we were getting up every day and going walking a couple miles a day with weight on our backs. But the only time I have open is early morning.
correct.
And so it was like I just got up and drank a little bit of water before we hit the road, took some water with us, and then it's a couple miles of movement, fresh air, and sunshine. And I was like, I knew it. I knew it made a difference, but it was like, okay, now I can't pretend it doesn't anymore. Like I just kept, it's like, no, I don't really want to justify doing that. But I couldn't deny it anymore. It's like, okay, I really feel better when I start my way that day that way.
Yeah.
So simple,
I
but
It's super simple. I There's that book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Harold.
mhm.
Guy almost died, right? Twice. um, and it really goes like, own your morning, own your life. I'm super inspired about owning your morning because that's the hardest thing to do. At least for me, I wake up at 3:45, 3:30, depending on the day, right? And doing that thing, doing my journal, my prayer, my meditation, my workout, whether it's a workout or a run, and I integrated cold showers, right? It was like I'm
Ooh,
doing. I'm doing stuff that 99% of the population will not do. So by default, you get 99% of the results that people will not. You know, I'm trained. Like I always speak. When I speak to you, like I'm doing. I'm prepared to like. You think like a phone call would scare me that I'm prospecting a client? No, that's easy. Like I took a shower, cold shower at 4 in the morning. Like that was tough. This is easy. Like prospecting, this is just easy, right? Getting in front of a camera, this is easy. Now try getting a workout. So my goal this year is to get my mile under 6 minutes. It's just because that was my best. It was actually under 5 minutes, my best mile. But I'm like, I just want to get to under 6 minutes, and I'm like at 650, 645. It's my best one. But like, dude, I just want to do something hard, something tough. Like that's how you just elevate it. You feel good. And I don't know who I heard it from, but someone told me you never seen someone who just did a good workout at a gym come out disappointed. It's like you come out of the gym so pumped, like hell yeah, I'm ready to own this day. And what better way to do it in the morning so you could dictate the pace of the day?
Oh yeah. No, I'm not quite. I've done the research on cold showers, and I know they have value. And I tried it a couple times. It's like no. The,
It's it's tough.
the shower has always been like my refuge. That's where I go. I turn on a hot shower because I broke my back twice. So
Oh,
I go and turn on a hot shower to kind of soothe the muscles a little bit. Usually I'm sore from whatever workout I did 2 days before or whatever. And so, but that's my place where I stop and I breathe and I think and I pray and the idea of turning that into cold water. It's like,
it's just yeah. I mean, I did it during the winter.
mhm.
And I did like ice baths, which was a little like tougher during
I
the
can do
winter.
that. I can do an ice bath. Cold
And
shower.
that's what I was gonna tell you, like, because the ice bath is good for the muscles, right? It's really good for the muscles.
Mhm.
But I just started honestly, I just kind of got bored and I was like, dude, I need something tough. And I just like, let me just do cold showers. And I'm I just been I did it for a whole year, like 2 years ago. Then I kind of stopped. You get a little comfortable. I went back to it, and now I'm like 90 days in.
You do have you tried Tough Mudders or Spartan races?
No. Oh,
You
so yeah, I've never done them. I was going to, but my son had a tournament that weekend, and so I didn't have it. But I want to do a Spartan race
at 14 he can start doing the adult Spartan races with you.
at 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
At
Oh
14
man.
he can do I think you have to be 15 or 16 to do Mudder, but at 14 you can start having the because my daughters run the kids races and I run the adult races.
Oh, nice.
But at 14 I think he can start doing the adult races with you. But they're very different events. Spartan races, the obstacles are designed to kind of wear down either your grip or your leg strength, or each obstacle is designed to break something down.
Okay.
Whereas Tough Mudder is very flamboyant obstacles, like just over the top insanity. There's one called the Arctic Enema where you slide into a giant ice tank and then have to like duck under a wall in the middle of it and then wade your way out. There's shock therapy, a couple thousand volts coming down, just wires hanging out. You got to run through it. So
Oh
it's
snap. Yeah.
very it's very extreme obstacles. Instead of trying to break you down physically, it's most of it's breaking you down mentally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're both worth doing. But since you like adversity, there you go, right there.
I think I am. I think I am. I want to have one of my close friends. Whenever I want to go like on a long run, I don't know, 10, 15 miles,
Mhm.
he'll always roll with me. And about 3 months ago, I was like, dude, I need some excitement in my life. Let's go run until like I snap. I think he almost ripped a ligament at like mile 22. I
Oh,
did 30, and I was like, and I was just so worn out. The next day I couldn't walk. I was like a mummy, but that was just a satisfaction that I needed. And a lot of people think I'm crazy, and I was like, what makes you think this is not fun to me? Like honestly, this is really fun to me. Like I enjoy, and I live in California, so I get to go to the beach and run through the strand on the beach. Like this is living. Like I don't even know how this is life. That's what I always look back and I'm like, dude, like I was supposed to be behind bars right now. This is like luckily the lady pad lived, right? But if not, I was supposed to be behind bars and I wouldn't seen of that. So I'm living my dream life every day.
Yanni, we'll get focused here for a minute because I'm just enjoying the conversation. And see, I told you if I get too far off my questions, I'm in trouble. You've developed this mindset and you develop these habits, and we talk about mindset and habits here a lot on this show because you're right. So many people like I can give you these positive habits, and so many people are like, really? You want me to drink more water? Okay, let me go talk to a coach who actually knows something, right? They don't understand the value of these basic things, but you've built this growth mindset. You've built and structured these habits that just help you keep getting better, keep moving in the direction you want to go. So when you're working with people, right, for our audience, how do they walk away from the show? What are the first 3 steps they can implement to start their journey forward? If this is resonating with them, where do they start? Because I found a lot of people, that's the biggest catch for them right there is there's so much out there. Most people just have no idea where to get started at.
Okay. I don't think, I believe everyone applies this, your life will change forever. You can totally hire a coach, but if you just apply yourself to doing the following, you'll change your life forever. Own your morning, own your life. You get a routine in your morning. And it has to be a little bit physical movement, whether it's a walk, stretch, yoga, gym, whatever you want. I believe that gratitude is a secret to a great attitude. So journal. You should journal. I believe in a higher power, and I hope so. I hope everyone does too. So just pray, be grateful that you got another day. So journaling, a workout, just meditation, be in space with yourself. Put the phone down, be in space with yourself, learn how to just value and love yourself for who you are. That's it. So that's like the first to start. Stay committed. Do for 90 days minimum. If you're able to build that habit of doing something for a 90-day blitz, you can definitely do 60. But you can. I'm sorry. You could do 6 months, which is 180 days. But you cannot get to 6 months if you can't do 90 days. So just start small. 90 days. How do you break a bad habit? By applying a good habit. So in order to like stop doing that snooze, just wake up on time. It's really not that hard. Just wake up on time. There's that 3 second rule, right? 5 second rule. I'm sorry, by Mel Robbins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're up. So I really believe that. Next, make a list of the people that you surround yourself the most, the people you text with the most. Are they serving you? Are they providing value for you? Or are they taking energy from you? If these people are taking energy from you, if every time you text, call, or something, it's always like a gossip or something negative that doesn't influence you, that doesn't help you or your family, those are the people you just want to, like, I wouldn't say cut ties, but you just not give them as much time. And then the people that are constantly serving, that are pushing you, hey, they'll share you a podcast here and there. I was like, oh, did you hear this? Oh, look, this is a good opportunity to might invest. These are the people you might want to surround yourself a little bit more. So for sure, cutting your circle of influence, because if they're not serving you, they're costing you. They're costing you time and peace of mind. So own your morning, own your life. And these are the next one: being impeccable with your word. If you say you're gonna do something, you do it. You just deliver. Being impeccable with your word. Always do your best. I way more respect a janitor who works long hours full time, always doing his best, than compared to a stockbroker in Wall Street who half-assed it through his job. I respect people who always do your best regardless of their profession. And then you develop that mindset, that habit of always doing your best regardless of the position or title that you hold. Never take anything personal. A lot of the times if we say something, I was like, hey, that sweater looks really bad on you, a lot of the times it's their opinion. You can't really it takes so personal whatever they project, and a lot of the times most of the bad feedback is whatever they're battling in their inner world. So never take anything personal, and do not make assumptions. Do not make assumptions that these habits will not work for you. Do not make assumptions that the life that you want to live is not work for you. So just always do your best, stay positive, stay consistent, stay committed, and then always remember why you got started. You started to be a better you. And we're started in the way that I tell everyone who I coach, we're creating the man you admire. And it starts by these habits.
What's next on the agenda for Yoni Rios? What's the next project coming up?
Next, with the goal financially, I want to just, I had a lot of bad investments through this whole recession that happened. I sold them almost all, so I'm getting ready to buy more investments. I have two new deals in escrow. I'm growing my trucking company. We're becoming very virtual. If you probably heard of virtual assistants, so we're doing a lot of the virtual stuff across sea. So that's taking off. In the real estate space, like I delegated a lot of, like, I had an overload of projects. And be careful what you wish for. I wish for making $1 million a year, and I made it, but I didn't know it was going to come with a lot of work, responsibilities, and headaches. So I just started and I call it cutting all the fat. So cutting all the projects that were profitable or slightly profitable or costing me a lot of peace of mind. So cutting everything and slowly getting back into the cash flow. The goal for me, personal goal, is 100,000 a month and positive cash flow through my real estate business, and as well as matching it with my coaching business. So that's what's next, and impact as many people's lives. I know if I genuinely do it out of heart, if I speak, just kind of like my experience, people will get some value, and by default, by doing my best, God and the universe will bless me to whatever I deserve. And I know I deserve a lot.
All right. What's the best place for people to find you?
Instagram. For sure.
Oh,
I'm pretty active on Instagram. We just hired a new, like, content creator, and we're doing like very nice videos right now. They used to be kind of like a little bit of like more like freestyling myself, but now they're more professionally edited. Yoni Rios 07, very active there. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, and I don't think I'm on YouTube yet. So yeah, those are the best ones for sure. I'll be engaging every time, and I'm posting every single day my miracle morning.
okay. Now, I know all you guys are dying to know, what does the D in D-Day stand for? Because I was dying to know when I looked up the question, because I just go randomly find these questions. The options were Dooms, Dark, Day, or Dunkirk. You guessed Day, and you are correct. D-Day simply stands for Day.
Ah, yeah. And
It was
honestly, I wasn't too sure.
it was based on military code, and the military at that point in history was trying to codify stuff to make it less notable. So hours were represented by H instead of hours, and days were just represented by a D instead of, and it was a D dash, and that was the date of something, and they just called it D-Day. So, guys, if
Okay.
you didn't know that, like I just found that out too, get ready for this show. There's a piece of history you may not have known. D-Day is really just Day. Congratulations on that. Like I totally would have screwed that up. I would have been like, Doomsday?
Yeah. No, honestly, I was very close to. So, no, thank you, but yeah, it was good. It was good. It's a terrific podcast, man. I appreciate the space, and I think I know that it will help and impact someone in their life, and I just want to make sure that whatever you dream of, it is possible. I dream of being a professional soccer player, but the life I live right now, it's better than a professional soccer player, and it has nothing to do financially. It has to be of who I am now, how I'm able to impact people. I coach the youth a lot in the soccer, and it's crazy how you're able to impact. And I know for sure, I love this country so much that adopted me, and to me, to serve this country by being a better person, being a better leader, brother, father, just that's the way to honor this country. So I always want to, kind of like preach it, and just always do your best to be the best version of yourself and create the man you admire.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, Yanni. So much. Just thank you for sharing with us today and being dedicated to just helping other men and raising good men too. I'm a great fan of dedicated dads. Guys, as always, be better tomorrow because of what you do today, and we'll see you on the next one.
This has been the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a show. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com for more content and get your own Fallible Man gear.